Bar 99, 7 down, 1 to go. A Chicken Lee tale. This tale provides a full account of the night Bar 99 was set ablaze. 4 local drunks were executed because of their past torture of Lee. Viewer discretion is advised. The night was thick with fog when Wade, Terry, Ray, and Big Chuck shouldered open the warped door of Bar 99. Their laughter carried in the stale air, the kind of laughter that belonged to men too drunk to care. The jukebox sat silent against the far wall, its lights dim, its glass cracked. "Pour one for Chicken Lee," Wade slurred, slapping a 20 on the counter of the gutted bar. Ray fished through the dusty jukebox, hands trembling with drink. "Found it," he shouted, slamming in a warped CD. The speakers groaned to life. "Free Bird." The opening notes came distorted, hollow, like the song was being dragged from another world. The men laughed harder, raising their glasses. But the sound didn't stay in the speakers. It filled the room, heavy, echoing, as though the bar itself was humming. Then came the scratching, a faint clawing under the door, a flutter on the roof, something skittering in the rafters. Terry turned. "What the hell?" The window shattered inward at once. A black storm of wings and beaks burst into the room. Chickens, hundreds of them, shrieking like broken instruments. They fell on the men like knives. Big Chuck swung his chair, splintering wood against feathers, but the birds tore into his arms, shredding him to the bone. Wade stumbled back, slipping in spilled liquor as claws raked across his face. Terry tried to run, but the door slammed shut before he could reach it. Not by the wind. It was the tricycle. It rolled in on its own, wheels creaking, basket rattling, leaving a smear of blood on the warped floorboards. Behind it, the smoke thickened. And then, he came. Chicken Lee. Half-melted face glistening in the firelight, pleated pants charred black, polo shirt clinging to blistered skin. His eyes glowed white in the haze. He carried the rusted rooster lawn ornament from in front of the bar, in one hand. Beside him, the large gray rooster carried the brass plaque in its beak. The chickens parted for them. Wade screamed. Ray tried to scramble across the bar top. Lee swung the plaque down on Wade's skull. The crack echoed louder than the jukebox. Once, twice, until Wade dropped like a sack of meat, twitching at Lee's feet. Big Chuck made it to the door, flames licking his shirt, his body catching fire from the spreading blaze. He burst outside, rolling in the gravel, shrieking. The chickens swarmed him, tearing him open before he could smother the flames. Terry staggered after him, half blind with one eye gone, when something seized his ankle and dragged him back into the smoke. In an instant, he was swallowed by the swarm. Hundreds of beaks stabbing and tearing, ripping him apart piece by piece. Inside, Lee poured liquor across the floor with ritualistic precision. He struck a match and flicked it down, his eyes gleaming as the flames caught. With sick devotion, he watched the fire obey, spreading not wildly, not by chance, but with intent. The flames curled and twisted across the floorboards, shaping themselves into a massive chicken print that burned and glowed against the wood. The last man, Ray, dragged himself through the doorway, crawling into the night. He collapsed onto the gravel, choking, clawing for breath. For a fleeting moment, he thought he was free. But then came the sound, a slow scrape across the gravel, metal grinding on stone, the brass plaque, the rusted rooster. Lee was coming. Ray turned, eyes wide with terror. Lee loomed above him, the plaque raised high. The first blow crashed down, then the second, and the third. Ray's body went still. Lee leaned close, his melted grin twisting. His voice rasped like smoke. "First place, 4th of July parade. The grave never forgets." And then, Lee paused. Through the blaze, through the choking fog, he saw him, a boy, Kevin, watching from the shadows across the street. Lee smiled, that stretched, melted grin. He lifted a finger, pointed straight at the boy, and whispered, though the words carried through the fire like smoke, You are marked. You and your friends. All of you. Kevin froze, trembling, unable to look away. Lee dragged the bodies back inside. Chickens scurried around him, feathers blackened in the firelight. With precision, he laid the men's corpses in a circle around the burning claw print, their limbs bent like offerings. And then the air shifted. The fire dimmed. The jukebox warped, slowing to a crawl. From the smoke, another presence emerged, taller, darker. Azazel, the one who lived below. His form bent the light itself, a shadow with horns, his eyes glowing white phosphorus. The chickens hushed. Even Lee bowed his head. Azazel drifted over the corpses, and with a breath that smelled of sulfur and rot, he drew their souls from their bodies. Screams rose and then snapped short, leaving the shells of men behind, blackened and still. Lee lifted the plaque to his chest like a trophy, and Azazel's voice rasped like coals breaking apart. 7 down, 1 to go. The words seared themselves into the bar's siding as Lee scraped them with a jagged nail. Letters burned deep into the wood, still glowing red when he stepped away. By dawn, Bar 99 was a skeleton of ash. But the message remained, and the boy who had seen it all knew. Chicken Lee was keeping score. Thank you for stepping into the shadows with us. If you enjoyed this tale, subscribe to Sinister Phantom Tales and make sure to like and share this story with your bravest friends. New hauntings emerge every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, so stay close. The next tale may be darker than the last. Every story you hear is original, born from the blood-soaked soil of Tehama County, the cursed woods of Lassen National Forest, and the ancient secrets beneath Mount Shasta. These are not just stories. These are Sinister Phantom Tales. Sleep tight.